Assalamu alaikum and good evening, Pakistan. This is Faisal Kapadia, and unfortunately, I'm alone today because Dr. Awab is still globe-trotting. He's in TED right now in Long Beach, and he just messaged us to say that because he's sharing a room with somebody, he can't Skype. We'll get more details on that later for you. But right now, we have Ms. Sana Salim with us on the phone. And we're going to talk about the new issue that's crept up on us. And as always, Pakistan is going to feature in some more negative news because now apparently the government has invited proposals from private and semi-private companies to enable them to filter and block about 5 to 10 million URLs. So Sana, tell us something about this, but please give us a brief on what's going to happen first.
Thank you for having me on the show. And this was a proposal that got published day before yesterday, and the Ministry of IT is basically behind that. But they're using the ICT R&D Fund, which is supposed to be the ICT Information Communication Technology Research and Development Fund, ironically, to invite proposals, and this is thousands of dollars worth of hardware and software for URL filtering and blocking. And essentially, in layman terms, this is building a firewall like China-type firewall for Pakistan.
Okay, so this fund was established for the promotion of IT, right?
Yes, it's supposed to, ICT and R&D fund is supposed to be a fund that essentially has money from the telcos, and it's supposed to be for research and development and promotion of ICT. And if you look at their website, actually, and their memorandum, it talks about how they want to promote the use of ICT and how they want to make it more mainstream. And so it's very ironic and shocking because this isn't their domain. So it's actually Ministry of IT saying that this fund has a lot of money and let's just use it on this software, which they have been planning for a very long. It's been long pending. We've been inspired by China for all the wrong reasons.
So tell us, do you think that they have got a specific agenda for this, or they're just doing this willy-nilly to see how it goes? I mean,
no, I think they have a specific agenda for this, because if you see a timeline from 2006 or 2004 onwards, how they have gone with, like, initially in 2004, if you remember the scandal about, this was a huge scandal in 2004 about this cyber cafe.
Right.
The webcam which is released. After that, they came up with the cybercrime legislation, and they sort of, banned them and said that they could be used for terrorist activities. And then later on, there was the Facebook ban for obscenities, and after that, the PTA list, the encryption ban, which is ridiculous. So sometimes they give the knee-jerk reactions and they announce these things, like they announce an encryption ban, but they say it's been implemented, but it's not in action, because a lot of times, like the PTA SMS filtering thing, like for the PTA SMS filtering, the telcos and the mobile companies just got back and they said, it's not possible because it's going to affect our business.
That wasn't feasible at all. So Sana, tell us you are actually heading a new initiative-based advocacy group called BOLO, and what are you guys going to do about this?
So BOLO is it's a group that focuses on advocacy, policy and research, and we essentially believe that a lot of us have already been doing advocacy, and we think that we need to combine bridge advocacy with policy making and get into legislation making, because that's how it would work. That's how we can bring about real change. Otherwise, we'll just be making noise. Sometimes we'll affect them, sometimes we won't.
Right.
So what we're doing now, and in response to this, was that when the proposal was published the same day, we issued letters to the Ministry of IT, the ICT R&D Fund, and we sent them letters by email. We sent them letters by post, as you know how our government offices function. And we also wrote letters to companies, around 25 companies who are known worldwide to use filtering and hardware for filtering and blocking, to say that we are a human rights organization and we think that this will harm the state of the internet in Pakistan, and please do not do it. What we're doing now is we waited 3 days, there has been no response, so we have a reason to believe that if they're not being transparent, because previously as well, they had been blocking whatever they wanted.
Right.
And now they're saying we want to block 50 million URLs. And they use national security and obscenity as a tool. And we all know that. They've always used it as possible authority.
So if they block millions of URLs, what are you going to do against that? Are you guys indulging in a petition against this? Yeah, I mean, aside from the stuff that you already mentioned.
We are at the moment. one thing I want to add is that it's never happened anywhere across the world that usually what happens is governments go and they buy a filtering software and they start implementing it.
Right.
Okay. So they usually don't give out an ad and all of these things, and they just go ahead and do. This is the first time that we have an opportunity, or any, even the international community has an opportunity to see that if there's a window and if that can make a change. So this is sort of essentially a test thing. But we fear that they must have already bought the URL filtering thing or would be on their way of talks. And the only reason why they posted an ad in the newspaper is because the ICT R&D Fund are not meant to be used for this. So you know how you post an ad in the newspaper and give a 7 days window just to prove to the court later.
Yeah, so might have been just to fulfill that formality, the legal formality.
Yeah, exactly. So we want to register our protest first politely, officially, every platform possible, then make noise, then get stakeholders. So what we're going to do now in these 7 days is we already sent it out letters to academics, researchers, telcos, health sectors, businesses, entrepreneurs, that how it's going to affect their businesses. And we're going to get each one of them, and they are, a lot of them have, send similar letters in whatever language they feel sufficient to say that this will kill internet in Pakistan because our internet penetration is already struggling. And
Right.
URL blocking on such rigorous blocking and filtering on the URL level will slow down the internet considerably.
Right.
It will be effectively useless.
So basically, it's going to be so useless that it's going to be a hindrance to anybody who's doing business on the internet from Pakistan as well. That's
Exactly.
what you're saying.
We already struggle so much, Cecil,
Yes.
you know.
We already have very slow speeds, yes.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a slow speed, and then also because we know that censorship, we have a history that censorship has been used as a tool for censoring political dissent. So how do we know what content are this? Because we use the word objectionable. What
Yeah.
is the thing that Faisal Kabadia's blog against PTI is objectionable and it needs to be filtered, or Sana Salim's comment against NQM is objectionable and it needs to be filtered out. So what is objectionable? What does
Well,
that mean?
we're sitting here on an online-based TV station that we're pretty much the definition of objectionable to them. So I mean, they might consider us to vanish one day and just block our URL, and that's about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us, and good luck for your initiative which you've started.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to take a break now, and when we come back, we'll have Yusra Askari, a correspondent from NDTV, with us to comment on this issue.